Okay, so he's recording. Okay, welcome to the Dirty Dero Daily, the most casual podcast in Dero. Today we have a very honorable guest, the great and mighty Slixe.
Hello.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing today?
Great. Small headache, but all good.
Okay.
How about you?
No headache. Feeling good. Yeah.
Oh, perfect then.
Yeah. Yeah, no complaints. Yeah. So, first off, I'd just like to ask you, just if you could tell the listener, for those who don't know, a bit about yourself. What do you believe in Bigfoot, and what's and what's your involvement with Dero?
So for your question, no, I don't believe in Bigfoot.
Okay.
And about Dero project, I'm following it since the really beginning of the project. I found it on Bike and Talk and finds it. So first I was mining it. I was always I always wanted to be a developer, so I was trying to do some stuff on Dero around it and such things. And I was following every day the community. And so now I finished my studies. I'm a developer and I work for a private company in France. And on my free time, I work for Dero. I try to make some pull requests. I try to work on some project. We will speak more about it later. But now I'm again a moderator on the official Discord. What else I can say? Yeah, I'm Slixe. I'm 22. Welcome.
Well, I didn't realize. So you're done school. That's good. Congratulations. That must have been this
Thank you.
this summer, I guess.
Yeah. I finished in July.
Okay.
But with my studies, I was working also at the same time. So I was earning some money and I was putting it in Dero because I'm really stressing that we need really to be bankless and use a cryptocurrency to not have any first party. We can manage your balance as you want or see what you do exactly with your money or tell you like, oh no, you can't spend your money. It's your money, but not really. Like,
Right.
I don't want this. That's why we need cryptocurrency, but cryptocurrency also need privacy. And that's why I'm here, because Dero is providing it. And with the smart contract platform, not that we have with Target, we can build whatever we want and stay private behind headrest. And we can improve our privacy.
Yeah. I think that's why we're all here. It's a great thing. It's very necessary and awesome. So so how many years ago was that then that you found Dero? I don't even know, how old is the project?
Oh, okay. So I was mining first. I started to be interested in cryptocurrency by Bitcoin. When I was a small child, I was on my phone, and I was each time when I had some free time at school, I was checking the chart of Bitcoin and Ethereum, like, oh, whoa, I have 10 euro on Bitcoin. Yes, it's now 11 euro. I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, it's cool, but maybe there is other cryptocurrency. And because the more and more I was interested in cryptocurrency, the more and more I was seeing like, okay, it's cool. Bitcoin is great. Ethereum is even better because you have a platform for a smart contract, so you can build your decentralized application. But it was missing something. And by searching more, I found Bitcoin Talk, the famous forum, and I found Monero. And Monero was really cool because like you could mine it with any CPU, any graphic cards, whatever. Like anyone could mine it. It was like me for, wow, it's amazing. We can do money with this. Like I was 14 and I was like, wow, I can do money with my computer. Let's go. So I started to bring some friend around it. We were starting to take our computer to mining all days. we were starting MinerGate, really old software, which was able to mine any algorithm, and you had everything really simple. It was really great. I was really happy to do this, and I spoke about it with other people. I start to mine with them on the same account to mine faster because we had a higher hash rate, such things, and we were mining Monero. And because by finding Monero, I found like the Kryptonite protocol and the Kryptonite algorithm. It was really great for me, and I was searching only coins like this. And there is a privacy things which was like, it's much more better than the previous currency I was on. And so I was starting to mine even more. So I start to buy GPU with some money I earned by selling like Minecraft plugins because I was already doing some developer stuff. So I was creating a Minecraft plugin in exchange again with PayPal payment. And with this, I was on eBay and I was like, okay, now I need to buy everything to make my own rig because I was like, whoa, it's amazing. I go on eBay, I start to buy a first motherboard with a CPU, shit CPU, and some RAM. And after I found all graphic cards, and it was HD 7950, if I remember correctly. I bought the first one, then after 1 month, I bought the second one, and I bought like 2 weeks after a third one. And I was mining it Monero. I was also mining Z Classic and Zencash, and because it was only in the privacy area, I was only mining this because for me it was like, okay, this is the future. It's on this. I have to invest all my effort and all my time. So I was every day like searching on ByteContalk what I can mine. Sorry, a new project. And one day, after like I don't know, really, I was mining since long time already because during this time I bought with all the profit I did at this time I bought like 5 RX 570 570. And I was mining with this. My rig was much more better. It was in a big things, and I bought more and more GPU, and I found the holy grail. The holy grail, which was Dero. When it go out, it was like I don't know 1 month after the announce on ByteContalk. I found it, and I was like, wow, it's really what I was searching for. A cryptocurrency with private smart contracts. So it will be like the mix between Monero and Ethereum. And because for me, Monero was a success in privacy terms, and Ethereum was a success for its platform of smart contract, I was like, wow, this is the future. This, I have to follow this project and to invest all of the thing I was doing before on this now. So I was just like, because I was telling me this, I was like, okay, I have a rig, I can mine with it. I will mine a small bag of it. But the more and more I was looking around Dero, the more and more I was involved in the community, and I found really nice people. It was a really good friend, all this, and I start to fall in love with this project. And then I stay, even if I was not mining anymore, like I mine only like 1 month Dero, and after there was the big crash, so I start to sell my GPU after 1 or 2 years, I think. But they were stopped. They stopped it. They were not mining anymore. But I was really happy because thanks to this, I could meet all genius people. I meet French people with who was I still speaking. It's really great. It's not only like money or profit or whatever. It was also about social, like on the Monero community or such things. I didn't find it because also I was not so much involved. Because here it was a small project. I was like, okay, maybe I can try to help us from my small height. I don't know. Yeah, so I found Dero in at the beginning in December 2017, and it was amazing. I was when I read all this, I was like, wow, this it have to be released. Like I want it so much, and I start to follow it every day. I was on Slack because before Discord there was not even it was a Slack server, and I was like, I don't
Oh,
know what is this social network, but okay, I will create an account. I don't know how, but I will create one, and I will try to speak with them, and that's all. After we moved on Discord, and it was much more easier for me to follow because I was much more using Discord than Slack. But yeah, anyway, so it's here is a smaller story about it.
that's great. That's a great story. Thank you. That's so funny that you started that you were making Minecraft extensions for money. I've never heard of that even. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I had a really old PayPal account because at this moment you didn't even it was not necessary to have an ID card to open a PayPal account. So I just
Uh,
create one. I put like I was older than I am, and I could read payment, and that's all. I was saying like, okay, you want this? Pay me this. You pay me half at the beginning and half at the end when you accept it, and you think it's finished, and it was working like this, and it was great. Like I was doing my mining. It was much more enough to start mining because after with mining I start to do profit with Ethereum, and I just invested this into new crypto rig, like new GPU and new motherboards and such things. Yeah, because I have it was really I have some picture, but I will not share it because I don't want that anyone find it. But my first rig was like old plastic, not bag, but like solid plastic bag, where I cut inside just to put the motherboard. Really, it was really shit. It was really dirt. Like at any moment, it could take some fire or whatever because all the cable was touching other things. Should not put this any time. But me, I was like, okay, I want that it works. That's all. I want to
yeah.
mine it. I had the GPU HD, the HD, the really old one. I didn't add any fans on it. I just bought the card without the protection, without the all this, with no fans, and I just bought like on eBay again 2 Arctic fans, and I put some not scotch but something to keep them on it, and I plug them on it. It was really dirty, but it was working, and I was really happy for this.
That's great. Uh, um, so I wanted to ask you about the contributions that you've made, and also just I find it impressive. It seems like you have dug really deep into the code of the Dero protocol. What was that like for you, and what are the contributions that you've made?
Uh, First, so to explain my understanding of the code, it's because I'm now a developer and I'm really interested in building things and learning how it works. Like even in real life, when I see like traffic lights, I'm like, oh fuck, how it works? Like wow, I have to. I will think about it until the night, like when I'm at home and I can search like, oh okay, it works like this. It's connected to this, blah 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 blah. And each time I see a new thing, I have to learn exactly how it works. Like I don't know how to explain, but it's me in real life. And for Dero, it was the same. It was like, okay, like Dero project, like in June, they build a new cryptocurrency from scratch in Golang with a Cryptonaut protocol. Like nobody did it at this time, and they did it in like 6 months because there was a lot of vulnerabilities in the C version, the fork of Monero at this time, and they all patched this. And in 6 months, they built it with no problem. Like it was running. This version was running like for I don't know 3-4 years now for Atlantis, and we had really no bugs. It was amazing, and for me it was really impressive. And I was like, okay, I have to learn how I did this. And every day until now. Every day I was learning and reading the code. I still read every day, even now, the code to understand like, oh, okay, he do this like this, like this, like this. Okay. So I'm really interested in learning new things, and Dero was a completely new technology, and now even more with Stargate version. So I spend all my free time on it. During my lunchtime at work, even though I start to read it, I'm like, oh, okay, like this, we can maybe do this, and that's how I create a pull request on Dero, because I'm like, okay, maybe this we could do it better, or we could create a new feature for this, and that's why lastly I could do some optimization of the text fields, which allow to have a really at the the smallest fees possible on the Dero network when you do a new transaction, because I really compute at the like 10 byte average around of the final size by hand, to be sure that I will pay like the transaction, the wallet will pay exactly what you should, not more, because I have a friend who tried to make a transaction on Dero, and like instead of paying like 0.0.0 2 he paid like 2 full Dero, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot. And I was just searching the code, and I remember like, oh yeah, one day on Discord I said like, yeah, this could be optimized, and my friend got the case today. He was like, okay, I have some free time, I will work on it and I will fix it. And that's how I did this, by computing by hand each size for the statement, and which include all the homomorphic encryption things, and the proof, which is a proof, crypto proof, to verify that the transaction is valid for the network. I compute this by hand, and I create the pull request. I tested, and it was working, so I push it for Captain. I create another thing which is for the support of future exchange. We will list us, I hope, and future Dero tokens, which allow to set to specify asset SCAD, to say like, okay, in this integrated address, I want that you send me another token than Dero, to support any tokens on any exchange or even for service. It's really useful. So I did it, but by doing this, I found some other things like, okay, the balance comment, like you could replace it to see all the balance of every token you own. I fixed some other bugs. Yeah. After I did the things I'm working on is the XIS double VD protocol, which because it's a crypto enthusiast who told me like, oh, it's really difficult to use a RPC bridge for Dero, and I was like, yeah, that's right. Like, okay, you have to install a Chrome application or Firefox application extension, sorry, and you have to start it by starting with command line on the terminal. And not every newbie can do this. Like, you have to be simple for adoption. And I find a way, WebSocket, which will connect the wallet directly to the application on any application, and it will prompt directly the permission request to the user, and that allows the application to be secure, because the user has to give a permission. Like any application on Android, iOS, or such things, like it will request you to have access to some of your data. Like you iOS, an application want to access to your list of contacts, you have to say yes, no. Like here, it will be the same with my protocol, because like you can't see the balance without giving the application can see the balance before you accept and give him a permission. And I think it's really cool because it reduces the complexity of using the wallet, because you can start my protocol or the RPC server throws any command now, you don't have to do a launch option in the terminal. You can use it through like for my pull request. I put it as 16, so you start 16 and it will start my server. And you just have to go on the application, like Dero swap, for example, and it will automatically connect to the wallet because I set a specific port. And it's like a standard in the protocol. Like if you want to communicate, you will have to use this port, and both will connect if and prompt the request if necessary.
Let me get that straight. So you're saying the user experience would be, starting the CLI wallet, but they don't have to use a special flag. They
Yeah,
just
exactly.
okay, and then they're connected to the website, and it will attempt to communicate with their wallet on a
with
special
the wallet
port.
directly without requesting to install a Dero RPC bridge extension on any browser, and it will also help for the future mobile wallet for Android and iOS, where like your wallet will on phone will be able to communicate with any browser application or any other application, because it uses a WebSocket to maintain a connection, and the wallet just to start it, the user just say yes or not you want to start it, and that's all. You go on
And
an
then-
application and it will be it will work like on a desktop.
And that's those permission requests happen in the browser or in the wallet?
No, in the wallet.
In the wallet. So you would say you're on the DEX, you want to execute a trade. You would go
exactly.
to the wallet, and it would ask you permission. You would say yes in the wallet.
Yeah, exactly. You can say like, okay, I want only one time, I want every time, or I want to refuse one time, or I want to refuse every time.
Right.
You can give a specific permission to it, because if you accept all time, like if you put always refuse, like each time the application will try to send you a request, it will automatically reject it.
Right.
But exactly the same for like if you always accept, it will, when you will retrieve your balance or such things, you will not be requested to it. It will just send you the balance, and that's all, because you already set a permission for it, for this method, for this call, for this request. And so it also helps user to have control on their privacy, on their data, because they can choose what they can share or not with the application. And it's cross-platform. Like any wallet who use this protocol will be able to use any application online, any DApp, whatever, as long as they support my protocol.
Interesting. So even in like this could be adapted in the wallet, the Android wallet that G45 is working on. It would just be listening for a WebSocket connection on this port, and then in your browser, they can communicate like that across apps in a phone, just on whatever that port is.
Yeah. For the Ingram wallet, like if they want to support it, they will just have to add a new button or whatever. Because I did that the code is generic. Like you can, for the moment, I did for the proof of concept, I put it in the CLI wallet for a command line wallet with some prompt, like, so you have to press Y or N to accept or refuse, or to give any other permission, such things. For the Ingram wallet, like they can just show you a pop-up like, this application want to connect, do you want to accept or refuse, whatever. And after each time you want to do a request, if I just have to show this pop-up, all the stuff of giving permission, verifying, and answering to the application will be automatic. Like they don't have to do anything. They just have to build like the front, what the user will see.
Well, that's very cool. Okay. Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because it sounded exciting, but I wasn't sure exactly what you were building there. So that's very cool. Do you expect that to be in an upcoming release?
I hope, yeah. I definitely hope. At the moment, we have Dero Swap, where my friend did all the or the design again. He's working on it again, but I think I will try to push the first version he did. So maybe people can try and give me the report of some bugs they found or whatever, because for us it's difficult to test completely. Like, you always have bugs. So we have the protocol to test too. So I hope when I will publish it, people will try to use it, and I hope that Captain will accept it in the main repo. So it will start to be like a standard for all Dero application, because everyone will use the same protocol, and we will make the Dero RPC bridge extension deprecated. Like, we will not have to ask newbies or new people like to install extension, to do all the nerd things, like to start in the terminal with parameters, blah 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 blah. No, it's too difficult. Like, okay, but if you tell them like, okay, you just have to click on this button on Ngram, or to press 16 number in the CLI wallet, and it starts, it's much more easy. Like, and it's the more it is easy, the better is it for adoption and for user experience.
Absolutely.
So because I want that Dero start to grow and to attract new people, I was like, okay, we definitely need this, and we will use it for, I hope, for every application that will be built on Dero.
Very good. And I just want to go over again some of the things you said, because you're pretty fast talking about your contribution. So you had recently worked on integrated addresses that include tokens.
Yeah.
Now, was that just like a change to the CLI interface, or is that like a protocol change that you were working on?
It's just a new feature in the wallet with integrated address. Like, you can have you can request and put whatever data you want, but here it's a new standard in the integrated address. Like, if you put the variable A with the data type H, you can put SCID asset identifier to say to the wallet, like, okay, I want that you send me such asset and not Dero. Like, it will help any service to request a specific asset you want to send.
And then with that, you could also have like the destination port.
Exactly. And it stay exactly the same with all the other things. It's only a new feature, because at this moment, to send automatically a new to make a new transaction with a specific SCID, you will need to do it through the RPC request,
right?
But, or to do it especially to select yourself the SCID on the wallet, and it's pretty confusing.
Yeah.
But here, if it's selected automatically when you use the address, it's much better.
Yeah. So this way,
10%, that's all.
This way, an exchange could give the user a deposit address that just looks like a Dero address to the user. They put it in the wallet, and then it will send them the token. Like, it will take care of the token. I guess it'll ask them how much to send. It'll prompt them like, how much of this token do you want to send to this address?
Yeah, it will be at this moment you can already ask how much Dero you want to send. But here it will also ask how much, which token it will be sent, and also how much of this token will be sent if you accept to use this integrated address. So it's much more easier for future exchange who want to support to send and to trade any token, like the Dero Seal coin, for example. It will be really great, or any user future.
Very good. And did you mention another one? So there was XSWD, the token integrated address, and did you mention another contribution?
Any other contribution? I updated the README Markdown file which is the main file you see on the Dero repository,
Right.
because it's what's explained you. I updated by keeping some data from some information from Atlantis, and by updating with the current protocol to make us the small story about it and the different features that are available or not. So I did this. It was mostly writing stuff. I did some update in API. I found no, first I just add some verification for some requests to prevent any bugs or attacks vectors, and which are already merged. I found a few critical bugs in Dero where I fixed it, and Captain pushed them directly in the commit of the repository, and they are already in release in last release version and all previous one. So like I could crash any node with a simple attack or such things. So I have it's I just find this by reading the code daily. Like, it's like audit, but it's not really audit. I'm just reading it to be sure that, because I'm so invested in it, I don't want that something bad happen to it. So when I see it, I fix it. I send a proof of concept captain. I send him the patch, the vulnerability patch, and he most of the time he push it. Or when he's really free and not so busy, I just create a commit. I create a pull request for it and merge it directly, so people don't have time to do anything wrong with it or whatever. So
Yeah, so you've made quite an impact on Dero, and that's one of the great things about cryptocurrency that I think is cool, is that it has this built-in incentive structure for the open source software that it is. Like, because like you say, you're so invested in it, it's like you are a part owner of it, and so that's one of the struggles with open source software, is like, how do you incentivize people to maintain and build on it? But that's just one of the cool things about cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is that everyone can own a piece of it, and then it's like they kind of, I mean, I consider myself as well, like, I kind of work for Dero. Like, I do things for Dero, and I'm incentivized to do things for Dero because I'm invested in it. It's an interesting feature of cryptocurrency.
I support that 100% open source project because it's the best way, and you will not have security and privacy with closed source. Like, you don't know what is inside. Like, here, open source project is really necessary for blockchain cryptocurrency, because the main slogan of it's like, trust nobody. Like, verify everything yourself. Here, you can do it with the code. Like, you can see it, you can improve it. If you see anything wrong, you can do whatever. And so and it helps like random people like me to contribute, to fix bugs, to add new feature, to propose new things, and that's great.
And the other thing you mentioned that I wanted to talk more about was the fee estimation. So with that, are you saying, like, built into, like, when the transaction is built, it does an accurate estimation and then sets the fee and then broadcasts the transaction with that fee?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly Captain was thinking at this moment, but I think he did a really big estimation, which was really exponential. Because when the more that you use ring size, or the more transfer you do, the more it was going fast. The fees were going up. So it was really strange. Like, no, you just, if you compute it yourself, like, you don't pay that much. And so that's why nobody see it for a random usage, like 1 or 2 transaction in the week or whatever. You don't see it. because you use a small ring size. You use like I will say 16 ring size or such things. For example, and you don't build more than one transfer. But when you do this, what happens to my friend? Like he built with several transfer in a transaction. It was going really, really, really high, really fast, and like he paid two full Dero instead of like I don't know 100 less. I think it's too much. Like so, I just built on this, and because if we want really small transaction, we have to do like some application for message or whatever. We will need to have the smallest fees as possible. So I did this.
I know there's the get gas estimate RPC call. Is what you're doing more accurate than that?
This is mostly for the gas fees, which is for the smart contract. So you can determine how much you will pay by executing a smart contract. Here, it's much more on the transaction side, where you build it with the fees based on the size of the storage cost for the transaction itself, not about the smart contract. This it's with the estimation. You will pay what you shall pay for the network based on the execution you will do for the smart contract. But me, I work on the transaction size itself. So it's two different parts.
Okay, I see.
It can't be. I didn't check enough, but I don't think you can optimize it any much more, as it will just execute the smart contract in VM, and it will compute the Dero spend for it, and it will return it, and you will just add it as gas fees for it. That's all. You can't go under the minimal limit of fees spending.
Gotcha. Okay. Another thing I just reminded me of something you helped me with early on when I started first writing apps for Dero was your the Postman API that you released. So I just want to thank you for that. That was definitely very helpful when I found that.
Welcome. Yeah, I did it. I did this because like it's the main thing we should have as developer, a good API documentation where you know which method are able to be used, and which parameters, what it will do, a small recap, such things, and the result. So I built this because I know that if I wanted to build on Dero, I will be searching for this myself, and I will be losing so much time by searching the code to understand each things I can use to do my things. By here, and some people like other than me, I think, will just like, oh, okay, there is no documentation about this. Well, okay, we'll not build it here because there is not enough information on what I can use, and I don't want to spend much more time on thing on the document in the code to know if it's possible to do what I was expecting to do. Here you have a documentation directly, and you can see, okay, I can do this, okay, maybe it will work what I want to do, so I can try and do some proof of concept directly with the API to be sure that it works.
Yeah, I feel very, that what you're describing is a big motivation for me for what I've been doing with the Dero Dev 101 is I just want to make it easier for new developers to build on Dero and just easier to learn about it. Is that something that would, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Would you have any interest in doing anything with something like that at any point in the future? Like, a guest lecture or something like that?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, great. You're on record. That's a yes. Everybody's going to sign up for Dero Dev 101. Slixe is going to teach you how to develop on Dero.
Do you propose a contract or whatever?
Yeah, it's already written up. I'll send it to you. You can sign the papers. Yeah. Great. No, but I also
Everything
want to.
can happen in the future. So
Okay, good to hear. I'm excited. And I know you've also got your talk coming up. Speaking of lecturing, how's that going? Your non-census preparations.
I'm still a bit stressed about it. For the diaporama, I have nothing yet, but I have my text and my main headline I want to speak about. So, but I think I have time because it's in 2 months. I have one month and a half to be ready. So, to be honest, when I was in school or being a student, I was always doing everything at the last minute. And when I had any exam or such things, I was like, okay, I will. I don't need to learn it or whatever. I will just speak using my knowledge I have actually, and that's all. I was like praying just before going into the classroom and going and putting my ass on the seat and starting to work. As like, okay, I will try it. That's all. Whatever happens, it's a hand of God, and that's all. But looks like until now it's worked, so I'm really lucky for it. But
Awesome.
yeah, for no census, I will try to make it much more professional. I will work for it for sure, and I hope I can make Azylem buzzy for all the infographics. But I will not ask him too much. It will be great, and I know he will be really helpful for it because it's really nice guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit stressed as well, but I'm just putting a little bit of time each day, just working on writing, and then pretty soon I'm gonna have to start rehearsing, and yeah, I'm gonna have to start thinking about visual aids as well soon. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited too, but I'm really stressed about my English. I don't know if people will understand me or if I will speak correctly or when they will have any question, I will understand it or not. So I hope
just
it
do it
will
in
work.
French.
Huh?
Just do it in French.
Yeah, sure. Maybe there will be one or two French in the room and I will speak French just for them. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think now there's like AI tools, right? Everyone can have their headphones and like it'll just translate in their ear what you're saying.
Maybe, but I hope at least they will understand me. Or if it doesn't happen, so yeah, just use AI and that's all. Even if I do my best, if it's not enough, use AI. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think your English is fine. I've had no problem understanding you in this conversation. Yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to talk to you about? I think that about covers what I had written down. Is there anything else on your mind?
No, nothing on my side. Everything is good. But if you have any question, feel free for it. I still have time, so I can answer it.
Me take a moment to see. Do I have any other questions? I don't know.
If your question is still about Bigfoot, my answer is no. In case.
How about Sasquatch?
I don't even know what is it.
I think it's the same thing, just a different word.
So my answer is the same.
How about, okay, here's a question I did have was, let's say all of the Dero code disappeared from Earth somehow. Do you think that you have it in your brain that you could like recreate Dero by scratch?
As exactly the same line of Dero, of course not.
No.
But in the same objective, I hope, yes. For all the cryptography part, I will definitely need a captain for it. Because it's him who did this and he implemented Zetter paper with a lot of optimization and change in it. But
what was that?
I don't think I will be able alone, but and depends of the time too. So no, but don't worry, it will never disappear. I have like two hard drive with a copy of the Dero source code and
Right.
2 other computers. So in case, I think we have enough backup.
Perfect. Okay, I can rest easy knowing that. Cool. Well, Slixe, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed
Thanks to
talking
you.
with you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I look forward to meeting you in October for Nonsensus Halloween.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. And yeah, maybe have you on again sometime if you like. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, and thank you for listening. Anyone in the future who's listening to this, hope you enjoyed it as well. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.